So we're doing 3 months of London session. I'm going to be prioritizing London session for this week, so I just want to back test it a little more. I figured I'd record it. But yeah, yeah, it should be a good back testing session. All right. So I have noticed in London, at least in the last week or two, we have been presenting a move around 3 a.m. Eastern. Um, of course, it's case by case, but in general, that's what I've noticed. We do have bearish SMT. It's kind of too early to tell if it's going to hold. That's 302. Um, doesn't look like it's going to hold. Yeah, I think this is a good entry right here. Obviously, we're going to be targeting less points, but that just means more sizing. So I'm going to do two minis for about a 20-point move. Okay, dubs. That pullback scared me a little bit, but we do have bearish turtle soup with this displacement candle, so stops must go above that, and that honestly saved me. I'd like to see if you dump more. Yeah. So I guess you could have targeted this low too if you really wanted to. I just like to be safe. Obviously, that first internal low was only like 5 points or 8 points. So I did like this more. This is also just an internal low. Not amazing, but yeah, we made it. We made it happen. All right. This is July 3rd. Looks like we're just in this range here. I'd like to mark out some of these highs. I guess there's SMT there too, which I could see getting ran. I'm gonna mark out this wick too. Might want to come for that, but if we continue to displace, I think targeting those isn't a terrible idea. That's 258. Now I want to see what's happening in this general range. This is really what's going to determine if it's a reversal or a continuation. We also could be making PXH with this 5-minute high. So, yeah. I'm going to go short right here, 3 a.m. I'm going to put my stops right there. And I'm just going to target like a 1-to-1 in this case. We are really close to this low too. So, could reverse off that, but just based off the 5-minute high, I don't think PXH is going to hold here. Okay, we got stopped right there. So that was just a lack of patience. I entered right at 3 a.m. I should have waited till, a couple minutes into 3 a.m., which is technically the macro in my eyes. It's like the equivalent of 9:45. Yeah. Okay, we took out that low, souped it, displacing through it. I do like this a lot, actually. Looks like we are on a bearish sequence here. I'd like to see. So we're basically at C of that range. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes. Yeah. So it's like 305, probably more optimal range. That does look like PXL. Pretty wide stops. Bang. Pretty standard PXL entry with this low, also with this low. Just had to wait for the manipulation. Also, the higher time frame narrative was bearish overall, and we failed C of that range. So, yeah, that was valid. So this looks pretty good. Obviously not for entries, but just in terms of structure. I'd like to see this high get taken, and then possibly, well, obviously I'd like to see what happens at that high. Or this low, either one. Okay, nice. Bearish SMT there. I do kind of like this. You could classify this as displacement just based off the other candles. Actually, not really. I'm gonna wait one more candle. Yeah, I'm gonna take this. Okay, nice. Stopped out right there. That just wasn't ideal right there. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah, that was a L trade. Targeted too much and then just got bombed by this 310 candle. But I guess this, even if you targeted that low, it was still pretty bad. You got edged and then got taken out. Edged by a point, which is a lot for London, but all right. Tuesday the 8th. Okay, this doesn't really tell me anything. We just took out that high at 257, so that doesn't tell me anything really. This tells me something here. 3:01 a.m. Starting to displace lower. I would like to take this short here. Oh, my edge. Okay, boom. Boom. Yeah, so that was a W trade. W trade. All right. 239, we haven't taken out any draws of liquidity, so I'm not even looking for a trade. Okay. So this got taken here. Um, we're just so, it's not even 3 a.m. We're so close to that draw. I'm gonna wait and see what happens at that. Bearish SMT with that high, I guess. We haven't technically taken it on NQ. But, yeah, there we go. Okay. 306, we're displacing lower. Civi disrespect, we swept the high. Still not really a lot to kind of gauge my trade. Bearish SMT with this high, I think. Yeah. Okay, 17-point stop loss. I don't love that, but um actually this just isn't enough. This isn't enough to me for me to go short. Okay, rebalance 310. Okay, I'm gonna take this short. Rebalance. Don't love that. Yeah. Probably gonna get stopped here. For real. Yeah. So that was just overall overall not a great day. I want to see if CE got met here. So even if I mapped it out, still wouldn't have given me the right information. But I want to see if we did it eventually. Okay, so we just ran that bearish SMT. But I guess optimal entry was at 249 maybe up to these highs. That's just not enough though. That's not enough. But yeah, that was optimal entry right there. Maybe stops below. Yeah. 259. We swept this internal high here. Bearish SMT. This looks pretty nice, honestly. Sibby disrespect here. I think I'm going to take this. I'm going to take it down for... Actually, this is all internal. This is all internal liquidity. I would like to see us maybe get one of these highs here, or we continue to displace. Okay, rebalance. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take this. I like how that candle closed. 10 points. I'm gonna go 3 minis here. I'm gonna go 3 minis. Okay, just kind of chopping around here. Yeah, that was just obviously bad price action, but I also could have waited until 316. Also during this month of July, the New York the New York session was beautiful, so that probably has an effect on how London's looking. I imagine a lot of London traders were trading New York because price was so good. But I think once we get to September, um, price will be looking a lot better because that's when AM kind of went to shit, honestly. 301. Haven't taken any draws. I like this displacement candle. Okay. Took out that low. Um, I want to see what we're doing off this. Maybe some PXL type of action. Okay. That kind of solidified it for me. We also are meeting this draw very soon though, so we could just be coming down for that. Okay, beautiful. I'm gonna take this. We're still doing 3 minis. I think 3 minis is pretty standard for London. Maybe 2 minis. Okay, that was terrible. So PXL was invalidated by this candle here, which I should have seen. But even if we took this was a good entry actually. 20 points, 13-point stop loss. We also souped that low too, so it's already 324. I mean, what's the point of waiting? But also this was ideal. This was the ideal entry. I think this was the one I was about to take, maybe. Bruv. Yeah, so this ran for 40 points, which is absurd for London. But yeah. I haven't taken anything here. Now, when we haven't taken a draw on liquidity, me personally, I'm just waiting for the displacement towards a draw liquidity because that can signify which draw liquidity we are going to take. This isn't true displacement. I don't like how that formed. Yeah, see, we just ran that. Um, I guess we could see what low was taken by this here. Okay, so we took that draw too. We just souped that high to internal manip. One to one. I'm gonna take this. Okay, boom. Internal manipulation signified it for me. Plus, we did not have any CE disrespect. I guess a little bit, but we were just kind of wicking up there. No strong candle closure above it. So yeah, those W's. Good trade. Tuesday, July 15th. Okay, we're manipulating multiple times to the upside. Not a lot going on here that I really like. We came down for that gap right there. Um, okay. 3:04 a.m. Strong displacement after manipulating once more. Doesn't tell me a lot. Rebalance. Price is just very choppy at the moment. That doesn't tell me anything, even though it's strong displacement, it doesn't tell me anything. Okay, now we're really close to this low here. Yeah, this just doesn't look good at all. Okay, we just took out those internal highs. I'd like to see maybe wait for a rebalance and then enter targeting that high. Okay, we just took that out. Okay, rebalance displacement. I'm going to take this. I am going to target CE of this range possibly for a 1-to-1. Okay, I like this. That's roughly a 1-to-1. 3 minis to $500. That ain't bad. Okay, boom. W's. Yeah, so CE got met there, which was my TP. Beautiful. Pretty late, but overall that was a W trade. Just didn't want to force anything. We souped the low. Now I'm just looking for the displacement in either direction. Okay, PXL formed here. Absolutely ran that manipulation. I'd like to see if there's a low I could target on the 15-minute. Maybe not. Okay. I would like to target this low. I'm gonna go short here. I'm gonna target 37 points, but I might take profit if we get to 20 or something like that. Okay, we souped that low. I don't love how that looks, honestly. It's pretty strong. So I'm going to trail there. Actually, no. I'm just gonna let it play out. Frick it. Okay, yeah. So we got edge right there. Should have just targeted 30 points. That would have got Matt, but it is what it is. I'm not mad about it. Just got greedy with that, honestly. My chart just looks messy here. Okay, 256. I guess we have internal manipulation here. Yeah. Some nice displacement. I'd like to see what happens at this internal low, possibly. Possibly. Okay, beautiful. Pretty wide stop loss, but I'm gonna target. I'm just gonna target below this BISI here. I really like how that candle closed. Strong displacement. Yeah, bang. Honestly, probably should have waited for PXL here. Actually, no. Because we just formed PXL with that low, absolutely ran it. We could probably honestly get this low here. I want to see what price does. Okay, so that was a reversal. I want to see how close CE of this range was to my, yeah, so basically spot on. That's why CE is a goated confluence, bro. Oh, CE is so goated. Sauce right there. I would show you guys my fib settings, but you gotta pay for that shit. I'm gonna put my mentor's WAP in the bio too, because he has an affiliate link. So run it up. Best mentor out. More Discord payouts than any other mentor. Just nothing being told to me right here. Like, yeah, we swept this internal low, but we're just kind of chopping around. I'm just waiting for the breakout, which is a support and resistance term. But when we're consolidating like this, you have to wait for the breakout. You can't just trade consolidation. You have to wait for the manipulation, which we have here, and then distribution, which looks like is happening as we speak, and it's 256. Okay, we manipulated once more. 3:04 a.m. Honestly, this looks pretty messy, but I'm gonna take this long here. I am gonna take this long. I'm gonna take this here for 9 points at 3 minis. Pretty good. Okay, so we just weren't patient enough. 312 provided the breakout. Also, do we manipulate here? No. Okay, so this was PXL right here too. Bang. So that just wasn't enough confirmation. That was a very terrible entry. I'm not gonna lie. Very bad entry. All right. I'd like to see what's happening at this high. This looks like a pretty good draw here. Okay, 250. We have not taken the draw. We're probably just rebalancing here into CE. So I want to see what happens here. Okay. Okay, we took that draw too. So this actually looks pretty nice. Okay. Hey, I'm going to take this just for this internal low. What time is it? Time is very important. 2:53. Actually, that's too early. Too early for me. Yeah, because then shit like that happens and we get stopped out. 3:02 a.m. Okay. Now I need to wait to see what happens at this draw here. Because we're displacing toward it. Higher time frame narrative is bullish. Okay. This looks like a reversal here. However, price could be manipulating me here. I'd want to see what happens at consequent. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm going to go long here. I think I'm just going to target 20 points, roughly. That is true displacement, truly. I'm just going to do 15 points at 3 minis with a 5-point stop loss. So this is not amazing, PA. Okay, boom. That's just a common London trade when you enter at 3:47 a.m. Honestly, optimal trade entry was probably going long to this draw. However, it's just not a lot of confirmation, not a ton of confirmation. Um, yeah, but we made it happen regardless. So okay, we disrespected CE of that range. I'd like to see a bullish continuation, but market does not care what I think. So bang. Yeah. 254. Haven't quite taken that internal low. There's just not a lot going on here. We soup this high. There's not a ton of stuff that I like. Okay, we took that internal high now. So hopefully we can get it. Okay, nice. Now we swept that I guess that's an external high technically. Swept that high. I'd like to see what is happening, whether we're reversing or continuing. PXH, PXL, not just PXH, but PXH or reversal. Um, yeah. Okay, boom. This is PXH in real time here. 20-point stop loss, not my favorite, but we have a 22-point take profit. I'm going to size down to 2 minis here. Yeah, I'm going to take this. I like how this looks. How am I in profit here? Oh, I entered right here. Okay, I like that a lot more actually. Holy. Okay, we got stopped out right there. Whoa. Okay, I'm just gonna get out right there. I know what happens. I feel like I'm overcomplicating it, but this was PXH in real time, which I'm quite confused. Optimal entry was again at 3 a.m. So I'm going to be looking for entries a little earlier. 3 a.m. looks like the optimal time to trade. So, yeah. Um, Manipulated that high. We are respecting this manipulation. Um, this isn't true displacement. I'd like to wait for a rebalance and then displacement off of that. Okay. PXH, I'd like to see. Whoa. This high could get met. That's pretty far away. I don't imagine it will get met. That is a huge TP. I'm not gonna take that. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna target 1-to-1 here. 3 minis. Bruv. This is just not good. Like, what is happening here? Okay. But this, yeah, this is just like what is happening here, bro? This is like, we're just chopping. We took the draw. We're manipulating multiple times. Then we have this insane displacement, this Diddy candle at 320. Like just like what? 320, like it. 230. PXL. Okay, CE is getting met of that BISI. And we took out that internal low too. CE met. Manipulated that low once more. I think one of the main mistakes I'm making here is targeting very external draws. I'm gonna take this long. I am gonna target that for 15 points. Okay, can I just stop getting these notifications? Bro, I know what orders I'm placing. Like, this is... Okay, manipulating. Like, what is this price action, bro? Like, what? This is why, like... Okay, this is just bad price action. This is prime New York AM at the end of July. And August will be like this too. So honestly, yeah, that's just like, if New York AM is good, why are you trading London, bro? New York AM is way better than London. Now, however, if New York AM is bad, London presents pretty good opportunities. $249. We haven't taken that low yet. Okay, we took that low. That's not really PXL. That's just like weird price action. That is PXL in real time. So in this case, I'd like to wait for a rebalance. Okay, now we manipulated that low. I'm gonna go long. I'm gonna target that draw for 14 points. Bruv. Like, what is going on here? Like, we didn't even take that high and we're just running lower. Like, this just doesn't, like, this is just weird price action, bro. Like, it's just running so weirdly. It's just running so weirdly, bruv. This was honestly my fault. Like, obviously it's my fault. I clicked the fucking button. But this was a rebalance, even though we had some nice displacement here. Like, that's just not enough confirmation. It's just not enough. That was purely discretion. But obviously my discretion for London isn't built yet. So, what are you going to do? 237. 249. 250. Now we took that low, truly. Okay, PXL was formed in real time. We also manipulated these lows, or these highs, I guess. We also just took that low. There's not a lot that I can really go off here. Now we have bullish SMT with this low. So there's something I can actually go off of. Okay, PXL there. How many points is this? 7 points. Like, do I even, that's not even 7, that's 5. 5 points. Like, I don't think the SMT is going to be respected here. I mean, I guess it could. Okay, 315. We're just running lower here. What could I target? I'm going to target that low. I'm going to target that. Okay. Like, bruv. Did we take this low on ES? Okay, so we did take that low. I'm just gonna get out here. That's yeah. 10 points did get met. Technically we didn't get stopped out or TP hit. I was just done with that trade. Like that was ping pong right there. $246. 257. Now we have bullish SMT with this low. Like this just isn't like what. Now we have like what. I don't know what's going on here, bro. Like there's like 6 points. Like I'm just. It's just not good trading opportunities here. Okay, I'm just gonna skip this day, man. Like that is terrible. Fucking terrible, dude. $257. Okay, PXL was formed here in real time. This actually looks really good. This looks like a beautiful trade opportunity for 8 points, 7.5. So this is roughly a 1-to-1. 3 minis, it's not bad. Okay, there we go. And price did run for almost double my TP. But obviously I'm not going to target a draw at 10:30 p.m. It's just not what I do. All I need is base hits. Times 5 accounts, that's $2,000 in a day. So 240, 241. Okay, PXH. Forward 10 points. This looks pretty good. PXH formed in real time here. Bruv. Okay, that was a little early. Okay, so we had the right narrative. Price just wanted to internally manipulate a couple times before we eventually ran to our TP, but just a little early overall. W trade. Okay, I kind of like how we're forming. This is not an ideal trade. Okay, disrespecting CE of this range, we still have this Bissy. Um, yeah, I'm gonna enter here. Obviously, I wouldn't target this live market. This is kind of a yeah. So there we go. GG's. Okay, and this is still. I mean, we're in August now, but August was really good in terms of New York AM. So I can expect some choppy PA for London at least. I'd like to see what we do at this high here. Okay. This looks like PXH. There's just no clean displacement that I really like. Okay, that looks pretty good actually. What can I target here? Okay. Come on, bruh. We got so edged on there. TP was okay. Bearish SMT. That was it. But yeah. Overall narrative was correct. Literally got edged by a tenth of a point right there. Like, look at that, bro. That was like what? Whatever. Backtesting. Obviously, if it's a quarter point away from my TP, I'm taking profit. Like what? So we do have bearish SMT with this high. Yeah, just gonna see what happens. CE disrespect here. I'm gonna go short here. I'm gonna slap it. I'm gonna slap it. I'm gonna slap it. Bruv. So that was just terrible. That was a terrible trade. Just no patience. Now, if we were to wait for, yeah, I just no patience there. Terrible trade. Terrible, terrible, terrible trade. That was actually a good opportunity. That was an amazing opportunity. However, wrong narrative. And there's just no displacement here. Like, yeah, we have the manipulation, but there's no displacement. Zero displacement. Manipulated these highs. Not really telling me anything because we have one right next to it. Okay, now we took that high. I'm gonna go long here. I'm going to go long. Actually, I want to wait for a rebalance. I want to wait for a rebalance here. Okay. Okay, yeah, I like this. We had the rebalance internally manipulated. That low right there, I'm gonna take this long, targeting that high. And Civi disrespect here, which is a great confluence. Alright, bang. Dubs. So now August London is looking pretty good. You just have to have the right context. 229. Okay. Had a rebalance. Not really true displacement. I was like a 5-point candle. This is 4 points, so doesn't really tell me anything. Okay, that tells me something right there. Okay, that's just not ideal. I mean, we swept this high. We do have bearish SMT here too, so I think I'm gonna take this. All right, it's only 258 too, so We manipulated that low there, as well as this low. We still have bearish SMT. Okay, that was the move right there. We missed it. This was the ideal entry, targeting that high. That was ideal. Okay, we ran that. Now we manipulate it, have some nice displacement. Okay, this looks really good. This looks amazing. Not doing a 24-point stop loss. I am going to have a 22-point TP though. 20 points. Which is really good for London. London is a lot less volatile. Um, we got stopped out right there. This is why stops, even though it's negative RR. Okay, yeah, nice. Yeah. So that was the move. We just totally missed it. Yeah, manipulation. There's just not true displacement here. That's my only problem with this. Which, you know, you might not get during London. But even if you entered here, you know, you get 15 points, which is pretty good. But I don't know. 229 Friday, August 8th. Manipulated that high, bearish SMT. This actually looks pretty good. Um, yeah, I'm going to take this here. I'm going to target a 1-to-1 here. Yeah, disrespect of CE. I'm going to take this. Bruv. Yeah, wrong narrative. I'd imagine New York AM was really good that day because London was absolutely trash. $253. We swept that high. This is actually PXH in real time here, but we took that high as well. So, it's 310. There's just nothing amazing happening here. Okay. Okay, 16 points. Yeah, I'm gonna take this. That displacement looks really good. Bang. Ba-boom. $229. Okay, some nice displacement there. Now we do have bearish SMT with this high. Um, Looks like it's gonna get ran if I'm being totally honest. And yeah, I'm gonna go long here. 1-to-1, 3 minis. Come on, bro. We just got edged twice. That's so cooked. Look at that, dude. I just keep getting fucking edged. Whatever. Yeah, narrative was overall right. Just got edged so hard on that. Just got edged. Which is fine. I'm not tripping. But it's never a good feeling. Okay, we swept that high. Bearish SMT here. This just doesn't make any sense, bro. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Bro, I mean, that was like, I just gambled right there, I'm not gonna lie. This is low-key making me crash out. This is kind of retarded. But I'm learning, it's London session. I don't have a lot of experience trading London. I'm back testing it. Who cares? But this was probably ideal. This was an ideal entry for 10 points, you know. We honestly probably ran that bearish SMT. Yeah. So we ran that SMT. Don't know how early we did it. I just need to pay more attention. I keep making the same mistakes, bro. I keep making the same dumb mistakes. Okay. PXH here with that internal high. I'm going to target 8 points here. Overall, Had the right narrative. Price wanted to manipulate one more time. Of course, stop loss needs to go. In that case, I guess you could target here. Like, this is why New York AM is so much better, bro. Like, you don't want to be in a trade for an hour at 2 a.m. Like I'm trying to get in and out in London. Which I think it will get better coming into September because that's when price action in New York started to kind of go to shit, like I've said before. But yeah, just gonna bear through. Um, just gonna bear through the hard times of August for London session. I'll bet you everyone in August was trading New York who was trading out of London, guaranteed. Okay, we swept that high, and manipulated it. You could say we also have bearish SMT with that high as well. To even make this trade worth it, I'd have to target. It's not a big difference. I'm just going to target this low. Be safe. Yeah. So that would have gotten edged. I want to see if this would have gotten met. Okay. Yeah. But even then, man, like that's a 35-minute trade. I'm not trying to do that to my psyche. Like honestly, I'm trying to be in and out in 5 minutes. Right. We're almost through. We're almost through the rough London session of August. About halfway there. Looks like we do have internal manipulation. No, external manipulation, which I do like. This is a little early, but all my confluences are there. A little more volatile this time around. I'm still gonna go 3 minis because I got balls. But like, what is going on here, dude? We are respecting that manipulation, which I like. Nope, disrespected. Stopped out. Oh wait. Yeah, disrespected. Stopped out. Um, yeah. Even if you waited till 3 a.m., there's just nothing here. Like, what is there? We didn't sweep any highs. I guess we took out this low, so that's even bullish manipulation, which was in my favor. But there's just no displacement, man. Just terrible London session price action. That's all I can say. Low key, I'm just gonna skip through all this. I'm not learning anything from this. This is just terrible PA. Friday the 29th. Like I'm just this isn't even worth my time, bro. Okay, here we go. September 1st, which I actually remember that day I banked in New York AM. $246. Took out all this low resistance here. 249. We have some nice displacement. I'd like to see a rebalance. Sibby disrespect there. Target roughly a 1-to-1. Okay, nice. Nice, bruv. Okay, honestly, yeah, just not a lot of confluence there. Um, Pattern trade and Sibby disrespect, if I'm being totally honest. But I guess my narrative was good. Looks like my TP is gonna get smacked, possibly. Yeah, so TP got smacked. We just want to internally manipulate. Also, New York AM was really good on this day. I think it's about maybe a quarter through September that we start kind of having some rough news. We've been going for an hour and a half roughly. So yeah, dubs. Okay, 256. $257. Um, okay, I was thinking about entering there, but I honestly missed the move. Um, yeah, we 15-minute bearish TS on there. That was a really good trade that I just totally missed. Yeah. I'm not even going to think about looking for anything else, but this was a beautiful trade. 305. Um, like I said, 15-minute bearish TS and then some really nice displacement. So yeah, that was really good. $229. $253. Um, okay, this looks pretty good here. Roughly CE of this range was met. So I'm gonna go long. I'm gonna target that high for 13 points, and then Yeah, roughly a 1-to-1, but I like how this looks. Bruv, like what? This just doesn't make any sense. Like we didn't have SMT here. I targeted too much, that was the thing. First internal high is always guaranteed, so yeah, that was what went wrong there. 253. Whoa. Okay, I'd like to see PXH being formed with these highs. Okay, I like this. Okay, worked out. PXH was formed. Technically, this was the PXH um, at 333 here. But low key, I got a better entry. Nah, not really. I think I entered somewhere right here. So it's the same entry. I just had to sit through that bullshit consolidation. But yeah. This is Friday the 5th here. Okay, bearish SMT here. I think it's going to get ran, honestly. 229. Okay. Swept that low there. Civvy disrespect there. I'd like to see a rebalance. Okay, beautiful. This is PXH in real time. We did just take out this low too. Um, I'm just gonna go for it all here. Bruv. We were shorting. Yeah, that was retard. That was a retarded trade, bro. That was so stupid. 5K in drawdown at this point. 229. Manipulated that low. $3 a.m. Okay. Took that high. Now I'm looking for PXH or reversal signatures. PXH. Oh, kind of missed the entry here. I'm still going to take it. Boom, boom, boom. Gang. Okay. Dude, this is fucking terrible. This is so bad. Monday, September 8th. I think London was still pretty good. Or not London, New York AM was still pretty good this time around. It was more towards the end of September where we started looking pretty bad. Missed the move. Yeah, pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be totally honest. This has not been a good session. But I'm learning. So I'm not tripping on it. Okay. I think I'm gonna go long here. I like this displacement candle here. We also manipulated this low. I'm literally just gonna target that high. I'm gonna go 5 minis. Judge if you want. It's an 8-point take profit, but okay, bang. I'm gonna go back to 3. That was just a one-time thing for the 8-point TP, but if you're trading London, you can definitely size up. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if it's an A+ setup like that was. You are chilling. 215. Okay. Honestly, I think we are going to continue. Technically, PXH is being formed here in real time. I'm going to target that high. Bruv. Like, who's sitting through that bullshit, bruv? London session in mid-September is absolutely terrible. Same with August. Um, I think this whole government shutdown is gonna make London a whole lot better. But I want to see what news was on this day. Yeah, CPI, unemployment claims, prelim. Okay, bullish SMT here. This low. Yeah, I'd like to see just where the displacement is. It's kind of the main thing. Okay. I'm gonna go long here. Okay, PXH is being formed in real time here. If there's a draw on the 15-minute maybe that I can target, beautiful. That is like a 4-point TP though. Doesn't make me ecstatic. Okay, 9 points, 8 points. L, L trade, L trade, L trade. Bullish SMT there. Imagine we had 3 a.m. news. Okay. Yeah, London right now is just absolutely terrible. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like what the fuck? Like that's just so choppy, bruv. So choppy. Okay, right. I want to look at news this day. FOMC for US, so this could be a really good day. Manipulated that high. Okay, PXH being formed in real time at 251. I just don't like when we have PXH and then like another high right next to it. Like this looks so bad, bruv. This is pretty low resistance though. I think I could go long here, probably targeting that high. Bruv. Okay, bang, right narrative. Um, Internal manipulation. That was the key thing I was missing. But this was beautiful PXH. Beautiful PXH. But you either enter after the manipulation or you get used as the manipulation, which in my case is what happened. But yeah, FOMC for USD generally makes a pretty good London session. Yeah. We took out these internal highs. Now there's just PXH being formed in real time here. We did have internal manipulation right there. I do like this. This is a pretty good entry. Bang. W trade standard PXH entry, targeting the external high, which was going to get taken regardless. But in terms, yeah, see the price action is starting to clear up. It's starting to clear up. It's the 19th. September was one of my worst months ever in terms of trading. Then again, I did start back in June or May. That's when I like actually started trading. June was the month I bought my first eval. Obviously blew it. Blew probably three or four, no, five evaluations before getting moved on to Express, and then eventually I blew that too. But I did secure two prop firm payouts before, so I was lucky enough to actually see a return on my investment. Had that proof of concept, knowing that hey, like this actually works. Like this is a good skill to learn. Because once you learn this, man, and you get really good at it, it's probably the biggest money hack ever. Besides, obviously, like in terms of skills to learn. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, bang. Eventually got hit. Never didn't get stopped out. But this is just, what was news? But, but like I was saying, this is probably one of the if you want location independence, which was the main why for me. If that's what you want, this is one of the best skills to learn. Um, because once you understand the financial markets, and you know how to execute, there's no way you're gonna go broke. There's absolutely no way. Of course, you have your emotions in check. You're not crashing out. Um, this is this is location freedom, financial freedom. This is basically anything you could need in terms of being a sovereign individual, which is my main goal in life. I don't want to be controlled by anyone or anything. But yeah, it's gonna be a minute till we get there. Okay. That was a terrible trade. I guess my narrative. Nope, not even my narrative was right. But yeah, we're still grinding. We're still doing what we need to be doing. Okay, my laptop's almost. So I apologize if it gets more slow, but I can't have this dying on me. Okay, 3 a.m. This looks beautiful. Do we soup that high? Barely, we did not soup the high. So we have to come up for that high at some point, which looks like this is what we're going to do. We just wanted to manipulate this. Once more, bullish SMT. Looks pretty good. I'm going to take a long entry, targeting that high. Beautiful. Beautiful. Obviously, took a little longer, but eventually we made it happen. Wednesday the 24th. I want to see what news was this day. Notice how, as we're getting to the end of September, price action in London is really clearing up. And Trump was speaking that day. Powell was speaking that day. Made it a little more higher probable in terms of London. Yeah. Okay, swept that high. PXH being formed in real time. I want to see if there's a draw we can target here. That's probably like an 80-point move. Okay, 65-point move. I'm not going to target that much. I'm just going to target 20 points here. That's really a lot for London. However, PXH is being formed in real time here. Okay. PXH absolutely failed there. Nice. Um, yeah, yeah, that was terrible. Absolutely terrible. I need to place my stop loss. I'm gonna do that. Yeah. So we 2 minute trade, not even 2 second trade. That was a terrible trade. But this really looks like PXH. I guess you can't pattern trade obviously, which is what I essentially did there. But yeah. Civvy disrespect there. This honestly looks pretty A plus. I'm gonna target that high. Okay, whatever. Pretty good news day for US, so I can see why price action was overall lower probable. Also entered a little too early. 3 a.m. was the optimal entry, um, obviously. Really good opportunity here to target that low right there. So you could have, hit a 20-point trade, which is really good for London. But yeah, just overall too early. Even though this does look A plus, this is a very good setup. The only problem with this is I noticed we did not sweep a draw liquidity. There's no draw liquidity here that was swept. With this, there was a draw liquidity that was swept. So if you wanted to take longs, this was the best way to do it. Maybe even targeting that internal high. Would have got smacked. Maybe even this for 40 points. Yep. So that was ideal right there. So draw liquidity getting swept, manipulation, displacement. That's a recipe for success. There we go. This looks beautiful. This is an A plus setup right here. Okay, I guess not. Like, what the fuck, dude? So low probable, bruv. So low probable. Yeah. Really bad. Nice. Okay, draw liquidity swept. Um, manipulated that external draw, which I really like seeing. Continuing to manipulate. Some nice displacement there. Okay. Oh my gosh, dude, this is cooked. Alright, October 1st. This should be pretty good. News has been delayed at this point, I believe. Might be like October 4th or something. Did we miss the entry right here? Might have missed the entry. I would like to see a rebalance here. Okay, PXL there. And it's 254, so that's close enough. I don't remember where this low was. Bro, we keep getting fucking edged. Like what? Bro, 2 points. 2 points we got edged. But overall, right narrative. October 2nd. Okay, swip that draw. Bang. I don't really like this, honestly. This looks pretty terrible. Yeah. I finally swept that high. We did a bearish SMT, which just got ran. Swept the low. 7.5 points. Not even worth it, bro. Yeah, just overall terrible day. Friday the 3rd, no, Monday the 6th is where we're at. Okay, some nice displacement there. Kind of have relative equals down there too. Bruv. Um, Overall had the right narrative. I guess we wanted to internally manipulate once more, which, there's just no way I could tell that's going to happen. My stop loss is a little too tight on that as well. Swept that internal draw. PXL there in real time. I'm going to target this low for 9 points. Bang. Pretty choppy, but it worked out. Could have targeted a lot more, but just a base hit is all you need. Wednesday, October 8th, FOMC meeting minutes. Any FOMC day, Powell speaking, anything like that, London is going to present a really good opportunity. So just keep that in mind. (3:01 a.m.) This looks like an A+ setup. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, this looks really good. Equal highs there. I'm gonna target a little more. Powell speaking today, so I think this is gonna be pretty high probable. Never thought I'd say those two words, those two phrases in the same sentence. Powell speaking, high probable. only really works out in London session, and in this case, didn't even work out. So nice. Yeah, this just doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. Yeah. And this was Friday. I actually banked on this day. I remember this day. I traded London. Yeah, I took this right here. This is my entry. I think I entered like somewhere right here. I had like a 20 point take profit. Oh, I don't want to buy there. I want to sell. Yeah, banked. But yeah, overall that's gonna be the session, guys. Longer video today, about 2 hours, but um yeah, just refining my London skills, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. Um, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for another London. Nah, probably do New York. Probably do New York tomorrow. But yeah, thank you.